1,
2,
3, 4,
5, 6.
Today I'd like to tell you about a personal experience. It's one that I'm still going through, but it began when I found out that I was pregnant. I was really worried that I wouldn't be able to make it financially. I knew that raising a child was going to be very expensive and I didn't exactly have the best paying job. I had a lot of questions running through my mind, such as how am I going to pay for daycare and what if I can't afford diapers. I really wanted to go back to college, but I knew that going to school with a child was going to be really stressful. However, I also knew that if I kept my current job and had to live paycheck to paycheck, that would also be very stressful. I knew that if I quit my job and went to school, I was going to be really broke, but at the same time, if I kept my current job and had to pay for daycare, I was still going to be broke. In 2007, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that women graduates aged 25 and older earn 82% more than women who only have a high school diploma. So after taking everything into consideration, I decided to do it. One way or another, I was going back to school. Today, I'll tell you about the 3 things that have helped me go back to school: financial aid, online classes, and time management. The first thing I had to do was get my finances in order. Obviously, without some sort of income, it just wasn't going to work. You always hear stories of people going back to school and furthering their education, so I knew that there had to be a way for me to do it. I went online, went to some message boards, and started chatting with other moms in college, and got a lot of useful information about loans and grants, and really started to feel confident that I could make this work. I went to the website for federal student aid, applied, and got approved. Once I knew how much money I would be getting each semester, I was able to make a budget for myself. My boyfriend and I also decided to have a roommate live with us to help make the rent and bills cheaper each month. And on top of that, I started using cloth diapers to save even more money. Getting my finances in order was the first and most important step to going back to school. The second step was signing up for online classes. By taking my classes online, I spend a lot less money on gas each month, and I also put a lot less miles in my car. It really allows me to have a very flexible schedule, which is great when you have a baby. And it also allows me to stay at home with my son and avoid the high cost of childcare. The Texas Association of Child Care Referral and Resource Agencies reports that just 1 year of daycare for an infant is $7,647. And that's just the state average. Where I live, it's usually a little bit higher. So if I had to pay for childcare, I would definitely have to have a job, and I wouldn't be able to take as many classes each semester. So taking online classes is really allowing me to finish school faster. The last thing was managing my time. Finding time to study can be difficult for any college student, but it's really hard when you have a baby. So one rule that I've implemented is nap time for baby is study time for mommy. I found that this is really the best time to get any reading done. I have a 7-month-old son, and he's crawling everywhere and climbing on everything, so as much as I would like to study when he's awake, it's just not always possible. Another really good time to study is when my boyfriend gets home from work. He's able to watch our son, and I can catch up on any homework and reading assignments that I didn't get to during the day. I've also found that it's really important to find time for fun. Stepping away from my homework every now and then and just having a little bit of fun with friends really reduces my stress levels, and it's a really good reward for all my hard work and studying. So in conclusion, even though I've just begun this journey and I still have a couple years left before I finish school, being financially prepared, taking flexible online courses, and managing my time appropriately is really helping me meet my goals each semester. So I hope this experience with going back to college proves useful to you or any other parents you may know that want to go and further their education as well. Are there any questions?
Yes. Did you quit your job right away, or did you start taking classes while you still had your job?
I did not start taking classes until, I was still working whenever I decided to take my classes, and I got some financial aid, and so I knew how much money I was going to be getting, and I started doing really well in my classes. So I made a budget for myself and quit my job, and then started going back to school full time.
Great.
Do you think that you will ever have to put him in daycare while you're still going to school?
It is possible that I may have to put him in daycare whenever I start taking some of my classes for my major, because I will have to be in school for those.
How about you? Are you able to take all your classes online, or do you have to go to campus at all?
This semester, I'm taking all of my classes online. Next semester, there is one course that I'll have to take. I'll have to go to the class. So what I'll do is when my boyfriend gets home from work, I'll just go to night school, and that way I can avoid putting him in daycare a little bit longer. And that's it.
1,
2,
3.
4.
5, 6. Can we clap?